2019 Mexico forecast, doing business in Mexico. My name is Franklin Frith, General Manager and Principal of Human Resources Mexico. We're going to cover several points in regards to this topic today. We're going to discuss the overall economic status, the economic outlook, the foreign direct investment, the stability of the Mexican peso in 2019, and the effects on business by the new government that will take effect December 1st of 2018, and the new USMCA agreement that took NAFTA's place. And at the end, we're going to discuss the workforce observations that we have here in Mexico. So let's get right to it. The overall economic status. Do you know that Mexico's economic freedom score is 64.8 on the world scale, making it the 63rd most freest economy in the world? In fact, Mexico is ranked 12th among 32 countries in the Americas region. 12th out of 32 countries. And its overall score is above the regional and world averages. Not too bad. What is the economic outlook? Well, economic growth rate is about 2.2% in 2018, and the IMF, which is the International Monetary Fund, puts the 2019 economic growth rate at about 2.7%. Now, just to put this in contrast, the growth rate of the United States of America is 2.7 or 2.2% as well, 2 to 3% in 2019. So we're talking about pretty much the same GPR annual growth rates for Mexico and the United States. Not that bad. Foreign direct investment. Mexico is one of the emerging countries on the planet open to foreign direct investment. The world's 15th foreign direct investment receiver in the entire planet. 15th, the 15th country. That's not bad. That's a lot of foreign investment coming into Mexico. Great reasons to do business in Mexico. In fact, 35.2% of all the foreign direct investment in 2018 went into the manufacturing sector. 29.8% of the foreign direct investment went into the financial services sector in 2018. 7.1%, which is the third largest foreign direct investment in Mexico in 2018, went into the mining sector. So where did all of this money come from? 39.1% came from the United States. 15.4% of the foreign direct investment into Mexico in 2018 came from Spain. 8.8% from Germany, 7.1% from Canada, and 5.9% from Japan. I mean, there's a lot of money coming into Mexico. Great forecast 2019 for doing business in Mexico. Foreign direct investment is forecasted to increase in 2019. This is a good deal. What is the stability of the Mexican peso? Well, the Mexican peso is forecasted to fall between 18 and 20 pesos to the US dollar in 2019. And this has been the average rate since 2016. The average exchange rate in 2015 was between 15 and 17 pesos to the dollar. And for the past few years, it's been between 18 and 20. So there has been some stability with the Mexican peso. Now, the new government and the new USMCA agreement that took NAFTA's place, what is the forecast there? Well, President Lopez Obrador is scheduled to take office December 1st, 2018. And President Obrador and his prospective cabinet have all tried to guarantee and reassure everyone to basically bring calm and to the fear surrounding the incoming administration's economic plans. In other words, they're trying to, well, give everyone a sense of security that they're not going to come in swinging and changing all kinds of things. In fact, the future finance secretary, Carlos Urzúa, has been particularly outspoken. He's been reassuring investors that the 2019 budget will keep the nation's finances under control and that the independence of the nation's central bank is going to be respected. This is good signs. I mean, if this talk is what they actually deliver in reality, 2019 doesn't look all that bad. The new government states that the private sector has to be the economic engine. In fact, there was talk amongst various individuals in the incoming government that for the energy sector and a lot of infrastructure work, they're going to be looking for a 20 peso to 1 investment. In other words, for every peso the Mexican government invests, they want 20 pesos from the private sector. Not that bad. I mean, to be honest with you, as long as it's not in a situation where it's taxed and coerced, in other words, it's legitimate private sector investment, this actually could be a great opportunity. So there, with the USMCA, there's some comments that we have about that. First of all, the old name was NAFTA, and the new name is the USMCA. And I'm just going to hit a couple bullet points on the main changes between what was NAFTA and what is this new agreement. First of all, there's going to be some big changes for cars. You know, the percentages of where they're manufactured. There's going to be improved labor and environmental rights, increased intellectual property protections, and the deal has to be reviewed every 6 years. There's a lot of detail to the USMCA, formerly known as NAFTA, so I'm not going to even try to attempt to discuss all this in this video for the forecast in 2019. However, there are some things I would like to read from a Reuters article in regards to the new administration that will be taking office December 1st. And I'm going to put the link to the Reuters article down here in the YouTube video. But Mexican President-elect Andrés Manuel Lopez Obrador welcomed the deal between Mexico and the United States to overhaul the North American Free Trade Agreement. And he said that it preserved the sovereignty of Mexico in the energy sector. And so that's a good thing that he is in agreement with this agreement. President Lopez Obrador, who is scheduled to take office December 1st, said that Trump understood our position and accepted his incoming administration's proposals on the energy sector. This is good. This is all good news. The text of the new agreement has not been made public as of the time of this article was written, which I believe was back the 24th of August. He went on to say, we put the emphasis on defending national sovereignty on the energy issue, and it was achieved. Lopez Obrador told reporters, "We are satisfied because our sovereignty was saved. Mexico reserves the right to reform its constitution, its energy laws, and it was established that Mexico's oil and natural resources belong to our nation." You know what? Good for him, because it does belong to Mexico, and no one should be telling Mexico what to do with their resources. So I think these are great things that Trump and the USA respected the sovereign rights of Mexico when it comes to the energy. Lopez Obrador opposed a constitutional change pushed through by the Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto that opened production and exploration of the energy sector to private companies. So he obviously was against this, but again, you know, if you read the article, and I'm going to put the link down there, I'm not going to bore you by reading it all. The bottom line is, apparently they're not going to try to make any changes to what was already passed. They're going to allow the private sector investment. They did mention in the article he's going to try to slow that down. He wants to put significant investment into Pemex. All fine, investment's great. We look for a great 2019. So let's get to the last point. Workforce observations here in Mexico. You know, our company has 10 years experience hiring employees in Mexico for foreign companies that want to expand into Mexico. With these 10 years of experience, we have seen a few observations. Number one, Mexico is producing STEM graduates at a higher rate per capita than the USA. So as far as engineers, mathematicians, and things like that, There's more production of these types of graduates here in Mexico per capita than in the United States of America. This is a great place to come and do business. There's a significant increase in the pool of bilingual employees available. More and more professional employees are taking English seriously. Everyone knows that to get ahead in this life, it's great to be bilingual. So the pool of employees is definitely growing. That's one observation. And we also have observed over 10 years that employees want to improve themselves. They want a better future, and they're willing to work for it. So that's a great improvement. The bottom line is that we see a great, wonderful forecast in 2019 for doing business in Mexico. This is Franklin Frith, General Manager and Principal of Human Resources Mexico, the most trusted PEO in Mexico.